Scooby Dooby Doo, I'm always here to do a reaction for you guys. Please hit that bell icon and hit that subscribe button so you get notified of new content on Date and Borders. And now enjoy the reaction. Okay, so what's up, Date and Borders with another video. And today, we will be doing reaction to the brand new food theory video. This one will be food theory was actually in Scooby Snacks. Let's see and find out what this will be about and what is actually in Scooby Snacks. Let's find out. Like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you want us to try next. Hit that bell icon so you will get notified of new and old content on Days and Borders. Whatever content you would like, no gap. So without further ado, let's see and find out what this will be about. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
What exactly is a Scooby snack? These legendary treats motivated Scooby-Doo and Shaggy to face off against all kinds of ghosts.
Scooby Dooby Doo, I'm doing this reaction for you.
Schools and monsters, but we're never told what they are or what they taste like. Well, no need to call the gang in the mystery machine. We are gonna solve this one for ourselves. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the show that gives you the courage to subscribe. Now, Scooby-Doo has been around for a long time.
That's true, they have no gear.
I probably don't have to tell you about the Cowardly Dog. No, not that one. This one. Watching the gang and their adventures took up the majority of Little Santi's childhood. Saturday mornings were Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Scooby-Doo, going out to the yard to see if I could make a Rasengan, watching more Scooby-Doo, while trying to convince my childhood dog that he could, in fact, speak to me. I have such a love for it that I actually have a yearly tradition centered around Scooby and the gang. See, every year for the last 25 years, I rewatch the same movies. Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, and last but certainly not least, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Now, I know, most people might point to Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island because it was darker and it was the first one with real monsters. But A, it was a tiny bit too scary for little Santi. 2, it didn't have Tim Curry voicing a character in it. And D, Hex Girls. No.
Okay.
Said. For the last 7 years of my tradition, I haven't been alone in my rewatches. Genji and I would cuddle up on the couch with some snacks and watch together while I talked his ear off about trivia and the behind-the-scenes drama of the direct-to-video Scooby-Doo movies.
Okay.
But ever since moving to Miami, whenever I've gone to sit down on the couch with Genji, he scampers away in fear. Honestly, don't know what made him do a complete...
Well, that's true. It's a mystery.
180. I fear that this is the first year that me and him won't be able to rewatch the movies together on the couch. And I just can't accept that. So I'm gonna be ripping a page right out of the Scooby Gang's handbook, because one thing is for sure, Genji needs a big helping of courage, just like Shaggy and Scooby in the show. I joked about it earlier, but for those of you who are unfamiliar with Scooby-Doo, first of all, where have you been?
Yeah.
In the last 55 years. But secondly, let me explain what the show has to do with my...
I have seen SML doing clips of, well...
Scaredy cat dog. Scooby-Doo is about...
talking about... No! Well, I have seen Scooby-Doo. SML parody version. But I haven't actually watched the show Scooby-Doo, but I did see little bits of the Scooby-Doo TV show. Have I actually watched it? No, I haven't. But Scooby-Dooby-Doo, I'm doing the reaction for you, so hit that bell icon so you can get notified of reactions like this, no cap. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, let go.
A team of teen mystery solvers, inspecting haunted houses and unmasking the puppet masters behind the fake monsters and spooky stuff they encounter. Almost every time, it's just some guy in a costume. And almost every time, they say,
Yes, might have gotten away with it too. If it wasn't for these blasted
That's kinda true.
kids and their dogs.
and most of the time, the true heroes of the team are the most cowardly ones, Shaggy and Scooby, who are afraid of pretty much everything they encounter. But there's always one thing that gives them the courage to face their foes.
Not even for a Scooby snack? Did you do it for a Scooby snack?
And just like that, they're brave enough to tackle anything.
We're back in the world of Harry Potter, where the best bakers compete to create
Back in the world of the reaction.
and tasting. Begin.
Season premiere Harry Potter Wizards of Baking, Sunday at 8 on Food.
You know what? Never mind. Let this finish.
Anything. The reason this is important for my Genji dilemma is because I need to help him get brave, which made me wonder, if I were to give him a real Scooby snack, would he be able to pluck up the courage to finally sit with me on the couch again? So that is exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to find the real recipe for the legendary Scooby snacks to see if they can give my dog some real courage. So gang, let's split up and see if we can find clues to find out what's inside a Scooby snack. While Scooby-Doo has been around for over a half a century at this point, what a Scooby snack is has remained elusive. What's it made of? Is it dog food, human food, or both? Through the many iterations of the show, we've seen multiple different answers to this question, which is what makes what we're trying to do so confusing. In the real world, Warner Brothers have licensed the name for both human snacks and doggy treats in the past, so that really doesn't clear things up either. In the first live-action movie, they say it's for dogs.
I know they're for dogs. They're 100% vegetarian, and I love them.
But then, in the more recent movie, Scoob, the packaging of Scooby snacks has calories and serving information, things you tend to see on human food, not typically dog food. Even the cartoon is inconsistent with who these snacks are for. In A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, the gang has to solve a mystery at the Scooby Snacks factory, and we see huge vats of chocolate being taste tested. Most of you probably know, chocolate is toxic to dogs. See, dogs don't do well with stimulants. Caffeine is actually super dangerous for them. Chocolate contains a chemical compound known as theobromine, which is basically like a cousin of caffeine. In us, the effect is minimal because our livers metabolize it quickly. But in dogs, it stays in their bloodstream for a long time and can lead to things like seizures, vomiting, and in really bad cases, death. There's also a book called Scooby-Doo and You, Fun in the Sun All Summer Long. Kind of a mouthful, but includes a recipe for Scooby snacks. I thought this has to be the definitive answer. It's a simple cookie recipe with butter, eggs, brown sugar, and flour. Unfortunately, this can't be the real thing for Scooby to snack on because sugar, also not great for dogs. They can have small amounts of it, but too much can lead to some serious issues for canines. Butter is also a no-go due to the high dairy not agreeing well with the doggy's very sensitive digestive system. I mean, Scooby might actually be an alien, which explains his ability to eat all of this no problem, but remember, we're doing this for my dog Genji, assuredly not an alien. I've checked. By the way, as a responsible dog owner, I should make this really clear. Genji here is about to have a very special day with these Scooby snacks, but this is far from his everyday routine. He's my baby, so I make sure he normally only gets the best. And that means giving him Mave, our sponsor for today's episode. Mave is the first and only human-grade, protein-rich, raw dog food with no fillers, no additives, just good whole ingredients you can pronounce. And let me tell you, Genji is my child. I know, I'm one of those. But it's true, he's been with me and Claudia for 8 years. While I've made him sign a contract saying he'll live forever, I gotta help him get to forever, you know? Genji has allergies and skin issues that have plagued him forever. Major food brands always made them worse, so finding one that he liked and wouldn't make him break out in hives seemed impossible, especially because he's a picky eater. That's why I was so excited to try Mave. I was nervous Genji would be his picky self, but boy, he dove in. Honestly, I've never seen him scarf down food like this before. And I have to say, his skin has started to clear up. And the lazy boy has had more zoomies than I've seen in a long time. Mave is the top quality I need, but also is just as easy as taking it out of the freezer and pouring it in his bowl. No muss or fuss. If Genji could talk like Scooby, he'd definitely be saying, "Ranks, Ranty!" So bad. I'm sorry. So, if you have a pup you love and want to keep around for a long time, make sure to check the link in the description below to try out Mave for yourself. You and your dog will thank me later. Now let's get back to some Scooby snacks. All of this evidence so far makes me think that Scooby snacks are made for both humans and dogs, with some recipes being strictly for humans, like sugary, chocolatey ones. They clearly make many different varieties as we see across the show, with things like macadamia nut, beet flavored, bubble gum, and even
Zucchini squid. Zucchini squid?
which is a choice. But to add more confusion, one of the producers of the original series even said that they imagine Scooby snacks are caramel flavored. So surely the OG recipe has to have caramel in it. We're hearing it straight from the creator.
Now, you might be thinking, if that's the case, then that means there's no way that we can make a real Scooby snack for Genji. If it's supposed to be caramel, there's way too much sugar in that. But there is a loophole around that.
While, yes, actual caramel is not going to be good for dogs, there are ways to get the same taste without using sugar. Flavor extracts are probably our best option here. What happens is that when making caramel with a blend of sugars, a solvent is added to extract the flavor molecules of the caramel, known as the distillation process. What this leads to is a liquid that has all the buttery, sweet, and wonderful taste of caramel, but none of the dairy or sugar that's going to be harmful. Now, some extracts can have sugar, so that's something we need to watch out for. But so long as we use a caramel extract that specifically doesn't have sugar, we can still make a dog-friendly Scooby snack.
So, using that and a
Turn on
dog-friendly
voiceover.
iteration of the official Scooby Snack cookbook recipe, just removing
Turn
sugar and
voiceover
butter so
off.
it's safe for little Genji, we have ourselves a recipe for the Scooby Snack.
At least, that's what I would say if it wasn't for the
Text
TV
now.
show, What's New Scooby-Doo, where the gang also visits the Scooby Snacks factory, and the treat is claimed to be a savory snack.
Welcome to our savory wonderland.
Why can't these episodes ever be easy? Fortunately, the same episode reveals to us what goes in their version of the Scooby snack. We see its ingredients on the wall, like cheese, pickle, coconut, and pepperoni pizza? That is definitely a savory flavor, which might explain why other episodes of the Scooby Snack Factory feature a cheese lab. So clearly, there is a savory Scooby snack in the Scooby-Doo universe.
Yeah, that sounds a little more on the weird side. And what's worse is that these ingredients are still not dog friendly.
Pepperoni is high in fat and sodium, things that can cause issues with dogs if consumed in high volume. Pickles have the same issue with the brine of the pickle being very sodium rich. Cheese isn't as bad, but you still need to be careful how much of it your dogs eat. So to make this savory Scooby snack safe, we're gonna need to get a little creative getting some of these flavors in. The pepperoni, we're gonna need to replace with a more dog-friendly sausage. Might not taste the same, but it has the same essence, and won't kill my dog. Similarly, for the pickle, we wanna add something that can at least represent the pickle without all that sodium. The safest option is for us to add cucumber juice to the treat. After all, a cucumber is just a pickle without the kind of. The cheese can be cheese because that's fine in moderation, and same with coconut. We'll be using coconut shavings here like we're also doing for our sweet Scooby snack. It might not be the exact same recipe as the cartoon, but
Open
I'm not sure
text
there's
now.
one specific ingredient in the Scooby snack that fills Shaggy and Scooby with courage. It's more how the snacks are used that gives them the courage, and that is something called positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is adding a desirable stimulus or reward after a behavior to increase the likelihood that the behavior will occur again. This is exactly what we see happen to Scooby in the show, and how most dogs are trained. He's met by something scary and frightening, which gives him a huge rush of adrenaline. Velma, Freddy, Daphne, the whole gang then give Scooby a Scooby snack to encourage him to do what he needs to do, and he goes off to fight the monsters, ghouls, or whatever got him scared in the first place. The Scooby snack is a desirable stimulus or reward. The Mystery Gang did this to Shaggy and Scooby so much to the point that now giving them a Scooby snack is enough to make them feel brave. This positive reinforcement is part of what's called operant conditioning, which is a learning method that uses rewards to alter behavior, where behaviors followed by desirable consequences are more likely to be repeated. It really is the same as teaching your dog a trick. They sit, they get a treat. In this case, if Shaggy and Scooby put on a brave face, they get a reward. So it's not like there's an ingredient in Scooby snacks that makes Shaggy and Scooby brave, really. What's going on is that they've been trained to get that bravery after a Scooby snack. Regardless, I'm still determined to make a snack good enough for my Genji to finally sit with me on the couch and hopefully give him the courage. So let's get into actually making these snacks.
So here in front of us, we have all the ingredients we need for both sets of our Scooby snacks. We have the savory and the sweet. Now, there's a lot of overlapping ingredients here because both have flour, eggs, peanut butter, shredded unsweetened coconut, vanilla extract, and baking powder. The two major difference makers are the caramel extract for the sweet and the cheddar cheese dog-friendly sausage and cucumber
Open
juice
TikTok.
for the savory. So we're gonna mix these all together put them into our molds, and get to cooking. It's gonna be interesting. All right, this will be my sweet. So we're gonna put all of our ingredients. Hopefully this goes better than my cake endeavors. So we're gonna see how all of this goes together. Now we've taken a lot of these ingredients from the official Scooby-Doo cookbook, but just made them dog friendly. So reminder, if you are, trying to make your own Scooby snack for your dogs, you gotta make some adjustments. You can't have
That's
butter,
true.
can't have too much sugar, and when it comes to the caramel extract, make sure that it's sugar free. So we're gonna put that in there. A little goes a very long way, and we're gonna mix this up. But before I do, I'm gonna put the rest of my ingredients in my savory mix. Boop, boop. One-handed, because I'm a boss. I mean, that shattered, but whatever, it's fine. Peanut butter in there, shredded coconut. We have about 1/8 of a cup of cheddar cheese and 1/2 of a sausage. Now, this sausage has no preservatives, no nitrates, no skin casing, and obviously no any spices or anything like that humans like but aren't the best for dogs. So we're gonna do all of this. We're gonna mix this up nice and good. So we've mixed all of our ingredients. We have our doughs looking good. Now, I say looking good. They kind of look like dog vomit, but they smell delicious. So what we're doing is just putting 1/2 of a tablespoon, roughly, of the dough into the molds. Now, you really don't need that much. Again, we're not trying to make a giant cookie. We're trying to make a little Scooby snack. So a little goes a long way. So as I'm doing this, I'm putting a lot of effort, right, into making sure that these taste more accurate. And I'm wondering now, will Genji even be able to notice the difference, right, between these two cookies? Because dogs, obviously, surprise, don't work the same way humans do. So, how do dogs' taste buds work? Don't worry, past Santi. Future Santi can answer that question for you while you just take care of making treats for our bestest boy. Turns out, dogs have about 1,700 taste buds, which seems like a lot until you compare it to our 9,000. That doesn't mean dogs can't taste, though. They can still detect the basic tastes we do, like sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. But what dogs lack in taste, they more than make up for it in smell. Sorry to interrupt you, Vio Santi, in the future, but we're finally ready to put these in. Now, I'm gonna stick them in for 6 to 8 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I've decided to just put them as little scoops inside this cupcake tray, but if you really wanted to, you can make the little diamond, buckle shape. I just am not. So, we're gonna put them in and see what happens, shall we? Please continue. Dogs have 30 times more smell receptors than humans do. And much like us, smell contributes to the taste of food, which is great here because we're putting a lot of extracts in that will give the smell of certain foods like caramel, but not necessarily a lot of taste. However, dogs are typically wired to detect meat and fat-related tastes and smells due to the diets of their ancestors, the wolf, which means Genji might be more interested in my pickle pepperoni cheese snack than the OG caramel snack. But there's really only one way to find out. Okay, so we have our Scooby snacks out of the oven. They're still a little hot, so I'm gonna let them cool down just a little bit more. But you can see they've turned into little tiny treats, little tiny cookies. So once these have cooled down just a little bit more, we'll go on the couch and see if they will help Genji muster up the courage to get on the couch with me. Okay, so I'm on the couch. I've got my Scooby snacks. Time to see if we can make this work. Genji, you want a treat? You can get a Scooby snack, but you're gonna have to come onto the couch. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. I believe in you. Will you do it for a Scooby snack? What if I gave you a sweet Scooby snack? Come here. Come here. Oh my God. Oh my God. He did it. He did it. He's on the couch. I have to be careful not to move too much because he might freak out. Good boy. Come here. Down. Down. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. Come on. Please. Genji, come down. Come down. Oh my goodness. You get another Scooby snack for that. Yes, it's just like the good old days. So it looks like all I needed to do was make a delicious snack enticing enough that Genji would dog up and come sit with me on the couch. And these snacks were exactly what he needed. If you're suffering from the same dilemma I had with a pet no longer hanging out with you on the couch, try it for yourself and let me know in the comments which worked best, sweet or savory Scooby snacks. These look so good, I might just have to try them myself. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Buen provecho. And hey, want to see me fix Little Caesar's Fantastic Four pizza? Click the link on screen now. And as always, I'll see you next week.
back in the world of Harry Potter, where the best bakers compete to create enchanting showpieces. Let the baking and tasting begin.
Season premiere Harry Potter, Wizards of Baking, Sunday at 8 on Food Network.
Okay. This will be the end of the reaction. So if you like the reaction, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you want us to act next. He really wanted his dog. I mean, yeah, that's true. He really wanted to spend time with his dog again. Okay. So, anyway, if you like the reaction, also hit that bell icon so you get notified of new and old content on Dayton Dolls. Until next time, Dayton Dolls. And we will see y'all next time. We are out.